Oh, we got breaking news again against Donald Trump. He's 0 for 11 with his Department of Justice because a federal judge in New York, Judge Engelmeyer, on an emergency basis, has granted yet another temporary restraining order against Donald Trump and his Treasury Department, this time squarely against Elon Musk, blocking him and others from rummaging around the Treasury Department computers and servers looking for your and my financial and medical information of the most sensitive type. Not for now, says Judge Engelmeyer in his order, which I'll read to you from a minute. He even says that if you've already, looking at you, Musk, if you've already downloaded this information, you are to destroy it and certify to me that you've destroyed it, as the judge sets up a path for next Friday for a new court appearance in front of a new judge, Judge Vargas, who will be handling the actual preliminary injunction hearing. This is a huge win for justice, a huge win for Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, and I'm going to cover it all right here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. If you're counting at home, it's the Trump administration and its Department of Justice 0, and it's rule of law 11. They haven't won yet. Every case that's been filed, regardless if it's in the Pacific Northwest or in New England or the original colonies or the District of Columbia, is loss after loss after loss for the Trump administration because they're taking ridiculously unconstitutional, illegal positions in case after case after case. And now Judge Engelmeyer, who got it teed up for him, on the backs of something else, on standing on the shoulders of an earlier temporary restraining order issued by a D.C. judge. See, the attorneys general like Letitia James are smart. They're filing their cases in multiple jurisdictions that are favorable for them, just in case they don't get quite the decision they wanted. They can always lean into another case. But they are, it's an embarrassment of wins. It's an embarrassment of riches. They keep winning. So it's not like they have to say, well, if we lose in D.C., but we win in Seattle. They're winning in Seattle. They're winning in D.C. So in D.C., just the other day, I did a hot take on it. Judge Kolar-Catelli, she made a ruling kind of forcing the Department of Justice into it, blocking the same access to the Treasury Department servers by people like Elon Musk. But this new order I'm going to read to you from is even broader. And it's okay under the law that there are two orders, even if they overlap with each other from different courts. It just means that you're really blocked. You're really enjoined. You're double enjoined if you're the government, if the Trump administration. Let me just read to you about this one. I'll talk to you about the procedure of how we got here because I think procedure is interesting as well. United States District Court, Southern District of New York. I'm a member of that court. I practice there regularly. It is the federal district court that sits over places like Manhattan and Queens. So you've got the Southern District of New York. You've got an emergency application for temporary restraining order brought by 19 attorneys general led by Letitia James. In that, you have the judge trying to make a decision about whether on its face, on the papers, on an emergency application, whether the Administrative Procedures Act has been violated, whether the separation of powers have been violated under the United States Constitution, and whether the action by the Treasury Department violates the Take Care Clause of the U.S. Constitution. And the judge decided after the filing, it was permanently assigned to Judge Vargas, so she'll be the judge over all of this. But Judge Engelmeyer, sitting in what he refers to as his Part 1 capacity, his emergency application capacity, he issued the injunction to give Judge Vargas time by Friday on the 14th of February for her to have a hearing about whether she's going to preliminarily enjoin for the duration of the case based on what Judge Engelmeyer did. Now, she has the right as the judge presiding over everything. She could reverse course, but I'm telling you that in my history, if the attorneys general or a party, the movement gets a TRO, they're going to get the preliminary injunction, even though it's going to be here a little bit weird because it's a change in judges. But right now, as of the moment this was signed, Elon Musk and the other bad guys are blocked from continuing to access and have to destroy and certify that they've destroyed their materials that they've already accessed. Now, the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, he took to Bloomberg And he actually had the balls to look the American people in the eye and say, oh, he's just rooting around in there for efficiency. It's just going to make things run more smoothly. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not. How do you know? By the way, how do you know? Are you standing there with them as they suck the data into their servers, portable servers they brought with them? No judge is believing that. In fact, the judge didn't even refer to that, this ridiculous statement made by Bissent. Here's what he had to say. Scott Bissent told Bloomberg News, it's an operational review. It's not an ideological review. This is like how the Nazis described some of their best practices. The ability to change the system sits over at the Federal Reserve. We don't even run the system. These are highly trained professionals. He's talking about Musk. They're not some roving band running around doing things. It's methodical. It's going to save us money. At the what expense, Bissent, Secretary Bissent, at the expense of my privacy, of my personal, financial, and medical data? Think about the things you have to give to the government in order for them to, for you to get your benefits. And you want Elon Musk to go taking a look at it to save money? This federal judge doesn't want to. Let me read to you what this federal judge just said, which is on the heels of what Judge Kolar-Catelli said 2 days ago. As they prepare the case for Judge Vargas to take it over fully, which has been assigned to her for a hearing on the Friday, February 14th at 2 p.m. In the meantime, they are enjoined. Sufficient reason having been shown pending the hearing on the application for a preliminary injunction on Friday, the defendants are, this is now Judge Engelmeyer, the defendants are restrained from granting access to any Treasury Department payment record, payment system, or any other data system maintained by the Treasury Department containing personally identifiable information and or confidential financial information of payees other than to civil servants with a need to access it to perform their jobs. They are restrained from granting access to all political appointees. That's Musk. Special government employees, Musk again, and government employees, Musk again, detailed from an agency outside the Treasury Department, like Doge, to any Treasury Department payment record, payment system, or any other data system maintained by the Treasury Department containing personally identifiable information and confidential financial information of the payees. That's taxpayers. Ordered to direct any person who has access to that information since January 20th to immediately destroy any and all copies of material downloaded from the Treasury Department's records and systems. And then he sets up a briefing schedule. So what does it all mean? Let me break it down for you. Kolar-Catelli's TRO from 2 days ago, plus this means we don't have to worry, at least tonight and until the 14th when the Judge Vargas gets the case, we don't have to worry about continued access, and all that data has to be thrown away. People are asking, how do they certify that? They're going to have to certify under penalty of perjury that they've done what the court has asked them to do, has ordered them to do. And if they don't do that, the judge can start finding them in contempt. That's what federal judges are empowered to do. So I'm not that concerned about non-compliance, if you know what I mean. It's also this is a great win for democracy, great win for the rule of law, and for the attorneys general. Letitia James, who already brought down Donald Trump low and obtained a $450 million civil fraud judgment against them, in the last year, she's back. She doesn't take idle threats. You want to hear how the Trump administration, what they said about her? And people that were rumored to be part of his administration, MAGA to the core, what they said about her. Take a listen to this clip.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. And we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote. Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time and they are not effing around.
So they're threatened to put her, quote, fat ass in jail. I got news for them. They're closer to going to jail, or more importantly, having their entire MAGA Project 2025 policies completely derailed by people like Letitia James, who are working hard for you and I in courtrooms around America and in federal courthouses around America. And right now, the process is working. I'm not telling you I'm tired of winning, but we are 11-0. Those who believe in the rule of law, 11. Donald Trump and lawlessness, 0. And I'm talking about in courts all up and down the Pacific Northwest to California, all through the original colonies and New England states, down to DC and Maryland and other places. It's just win after win after win. No, I'm never tired of this kind of winning, but I need to report on it right here. I'm glad you're here on Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button. So until my next Legal AF reporting, this is Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event, by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states, and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.